concept part is something that's, I think, new to a lot of digital shops. Like they, a lot in the past, digital agencies have gotten handed the campaign from the offline agency. BBDO gives their FedEx idea to whoever that was.
Big Spaceship.
Yeah, Big Spaceship. Yeah. And Big Spaceship just kind of does it. And more and more digital agencies are saying, get that, we're not going to lose credit to somebody when we can come up with ideas too. Barbarian Group did, what did we say? Some serving chicken. Everyone thinks Crispin did it, and they came up with the initial idea, but Barbarian Group really came up with the bigger idea and did all the back-end production. And then what was the big one at Cannes?
The HBO.
HBO. Voyeur. Yeah. Was it Voyeur?
Yeah.
Yeah. Big rift over that one.
Yeah. Well, because it's like, who really deserves that award? But it seems like the offline agencies are trying to hire more digital people as fast as they can, and it seems like the digital agencies are trying to hire more conceptual people.
Yeah. Right.
And it's definitely going the digital route. So.
Yeah, it's really digital agencies to lose. Because like I said, we thought with the Nike model, Wyden's job is print, TV, radio. Our job is anything that starts with a digital experience and expands outwards. So we can get away with a lot more stuff. Yeah?
And like the majority of the writing that you do, I mean, is it just kind of mix everything from like just general like paragraphs of copy on certain sites to like the little headlines you're showing us and things like that?
Like day-to-day copy?
Yeah. I'm just curious in general, just so you get the most.
I mean, day-to-day, it's like, it can be site copy, it can be like the equivalent of headlines on a site. Like, for instance, Nike Store is, if you go into NikeStore.com, we have basically what they call storefronts, where it's like you click on men's and you'll get to a men's page, and it's almost like a print ad. It has a line, it has the product, but then a lot of it is like, could be site copy. It really changes. Like I tell all of my writers, when I've been hiring writers, it's like, one day you'll be writing like copy that goes at the very bottom that's like the legal type, and the next day I need you to come up with this huge video idea, like how are we going to use all these athletes and celebrities for the human race. And then the next day you'll be back to writing site copy. It changes. Anything else? How many of you guys are visual, on the visual side, art directors, designers? And the rest are writers, or are there, yeah? Any planners? Do you have planning? No.
We teach planning, but we don't.
You don't invite them to speakers.
No.
Right.
We don't invite them to our school.
Right. You just give it away.
Yeah. Yeah, how does that work though? Do you have planners at RGA?
Again, it's a new thing that we've just introduced. Planners work best at digital agencies by saying, here's what consumers in the digital space want and need and use, but also we're just getting more and more into like, what do teen girls in general want? What do runners want? How can we talk to them and their voice or their language?
But then also to get people to drive traffic to the sites that you've created, you have to sometimes come up with print and other media.
Well, that's a big sticking point at RGA because Nike comes up with, well, we, I think, come up with these big, huge ideas, and we get them online, and then no one hears about them. We've come up with some really cool stuff, but because it's seen as a media channel in itself, they're not going to do advertising offline to get people to go online. In their eyes, the online experience is like a TV ad. It's supposed to get them to the store, and since you're a click away from the store anyway, why do we want to, interrupt that at all? And also, I think like a TV or print, like all of what Wyden does, is not so much selling shoes. They don't really sell shoes. They sell the Nike brand. They're selling Just Do It, and we get a little bit more granular. We're selling running. We're selling basketball. We're selling teen girl sports.
So when you go into an interview, people like to do wild and crazy stuff. I mean, platypus is pretty normal. But I mean, if you were to get really crazy, like I've seen a lot of people kind of do some strange stuff with their book. To the
Yeah.
point where it's not just, you know, it's not just paper in a book, like it's just some random, weird, like blacklight paint written stuff, and they can only see it when they hand it this.
Yeah, I think it's just trying too hard. I want to see the work be great. I think you can. I mean, look at like Goodbee. Their logo is a very nice, simple typeface. It shows a picture of their building. It says Goodbee Silverstein Partners. There's nothing wacky and crazy about it. They're not like trying so hard to be cool. They just are. They just do great work. Let the work speak for itself. I mean, on the other hand, you want to let your book separate from the other books in the room. So doing something that's more like your personality is a good idea. Just don't get too carried away, because I think you'll get a lot of eye rolls.
Okay.
And also, I think your book should be online. Anyway. I haven't looked at a hardcopy book in a long time since I went to an ad school and looked at books. It should be all up here. And it's so easy to just like say, here's my link, you're done, and someone can look at your book. It's so great instead of making them like go.
So I was under the impression that of course you have to have your website, so you send the recruiter or creative director your website, and then they say, okay, come in and bring your book.
Sometimes that'll happen, yeah.
But do you just look at the website and
I
then?
look at the website. I mean, if all the work's there, it's great. And then it also lets me, I'll look at all the work, and you can have a little place for your other stuff if you want to put other stuff, funky things. A lot of people have blogs. It's a good idea to have a blog. Not just to have one, but you've got something that can show your personality and what you're like. I want to know what links you like. I want to know like where you're going online, you know, that kind of says who you are. I guess, you know, you should have some a good traveling book, mailing book. You know, I don't think anybody has real books anymore, do they?
Well, we tell them to do something online and then go in with the book, a physical book.
Like a leave behind book?
Yeah.
Yeah.